Hello and welcome to the Inside Luxury Travel podcast with me, Varun Sharma, in association with Hoteliers Global. Each episode, we sit down with the people shaping the future of global hospitality, exploring the leadership, philosophy, and human stories behind an industry built on service, connection, and care. Today, I'm joined by Nitesh Pandey, Chief Operating Officer for Asia Pacific at the Lux Collective, the global hospitality group behind brands including Lux, Salt, Tamasa, and Socio. Known for his focus on innovation, sustainability, and operational excellence, he has played a key role in the group's expansion across Asia while continuing to champion exceptional guest experiences. Nitesh, thank you very much for joining us today. Where in the world are you?
Varun, first of all, good afternoon to you and to all the listeners. And thank you so much for having me here today. Currently, I'm in Singapore right now. I'm based in Singapore and I operate from here, but I'm always on the road, on the travel.
Nitesh, I've known you for over 2 decades. And your professional journey has been incredible. So give us a little flavor of this journey of yours.
Also, I had a very different start. I come from a family of engineers in India. And, in India, when we were growing up, there were only 2 professions. Either you can become an engineer or a doctor. And when I went to my father and I said that I want to do hotel management, it didn't go down very well. And there were a lot of anger at home, purely because of the love that, what the future would be. Anyhow, I was a big foodie and I was very determined what I wanted to do. I did my hotel management from India from 1998 to 2001, passed out and then joined the Oberoi group in Jaipur. I was there for almost an year. And before that, I did also my training with the Taj Mahal Mumbai. Then to explore the new borders and new shores, I went to Dubai and I was the opening team member with the Fairmont Dubai. And we started the career at the very entry level of the hospitality industries. And then from Dubai, we went to Oman in the Cherry Muscat. From there, I was sent on to do the opening of the Satai Miami, where I had a chance to work with the legendary Mr. MPS Puri. And I really learned a lot over there.
Legend indeed. And one day, hopefully a guest on the podcast.
Absolutely. He's truly a legend, And I had the opportunity to work with many like that. When I was in Mauritius, my direct F&B manager, Antonio Saponaro. Right now, he's a general manager at Capella in Bangkok. The general manager, York Brandis. Okay, the GHM president, Mr. Hans Yenny. He was very kind to me. He asked me to go to Miami and did the opening of the Satai, help opening of the Satai over there. During the time with GHM, in fact, Mr. Yenny asked me to go to Cornell and do my business management from there, which I did in 2007. And then after that, I was transferred to Vietnam. The Nam Hai. It used to be GHM Hotels at those days. Currently, it's a 4 Seasons. I was two years over there. And after finishing my 2 years, I got a call from Puri that, hey, I'm opening a new hotel company, Nira, from London, based in London. And would you like to join me? So I moved to Mauritius to do the rebranding of his first hotel, Shanti Maurice in Mauritius.
Where we
was 2 years. Yeah, 2 years with him. And then when I finished 2 years, actually, I wanted to move, and look for new adventures. And during this time, I had a chance to start a concept called Grandma's Kitchen, for which we won an award in Paris in the Worldwide Hospitality Awards. It's one of the world's most innovative F&B concepts. And I wrote also a cookbook on that. And these things came on the local media, the news channels and all. And Paul Jones, the CEO of the newly formed Lux brand, he saw that and he invited me for a call, met him. And soon after I was on board with Lux Resort and Hotel as from the very early days of Lux. And now today, 15 years with Lux, I joined the company as a Group Chief Innovation Officer. I come from a hardcore operations though. I'm an F&B guy, food and beverage, come from hardcore operations. But when I joined the company, there was no positions available. So Paul asked me, what do you like to do? And based on that, he said, okay, you'll be the Group Chief Innovation Officer. However, a year later, I ended up being a general manager and then a group general manager for the property in Mauritius. In Dubai, we were doing something in Al Zora. We had retail of Cafe Lux. I was looking after that, the Island Ile de Coco. So multiple units looking after that one as such. In 2018, I took over as senior vice president for the launch of the new brand Salt and also the Tamasa brand. Okay.
Nitesh, we'll come on to the Lux Collective in a few moments, but I'd like to ask you, what decision most shaped the leader that you are today in all your little travels around the world?
I think I always listen to my gut feel. I did what I felt was right. Hospitality is all about giving surprises to your guest. Anticipating the guest needs as such. Like for example, it's one size doesn't fits all now anymore. Okay, how can you make them feel good? How can you do something special for them? How can you help them celebrate life? And that's what hospitality is all about. And there were many times we had to take a bold decisions, whether we do, these things on budget, without budget. And we went for it, and one thing which I've always given importance in my career is innovation. That's how I've run my operations, my hotels, my team. So innovations, gut, feeling of bold decisions, and taking good care of your team.
So basically,
with that.
if you feel it in your gut, go with it. Let's move on to, obviously, the Lux Collective. For people who don't really know it intimately like yourself, in about 30 seconds, what is the Lux Collective?
Lux Collective is a very boutique, small brand. But, all good things comes in small. So it's a small company, but it has got some very strong brands like Lux Resorts and Hotels, Salt. And we're going to launch Socio, which is going to be an urban lifestyle hotel brand. And it's being run right now by a very dynamic leader, Olivier Chavi. He used to be the CEO for Movenpick and Hotels and all. Then after that with Wilson Studios. And currently he has come on board after Paul Jones, and he has taken the reign. And in coming years, we are going to see Lux Resorts and Hotels coming across the world. But we don't want to grow in volume. We want to go in organic, where we don't lose our DNA. We don't lose our culture. And that's very important for us. So yes, we can grow in big shape, but no, we don't want to take that route. We want to grow in a good way where we are able to carry our culture, our DNA to every single new property which we open. And that's what we wish to do.
So what would you say separates a good hotel operator from a truly great one in today's environment that seems to change, every day?
So hotels, there are multiple things. There are multiple touch points in the guest journey. Okay. So for example, when a guest comes to Lux or to Sort, or any of the Lux Collective brands, we really focus into the guest journey. Okay. So every single step of the guest journey, how we can touch them, how we can enhance them, how we can make sure that each moment becomes special, so that from the time of arrival to the time of departure, the guest feels a little bit better. Okay. Of course, we can't transform them. If they want to get transformed, you have to go to the Himalayas and live in the cave, right? We can't do that. Okay. But from the time of arrival to the time of departure, if we can make them feel better, if we can help them with, meaningful experiences, if we can help them take a destination, a little bit of destination back in their heart, that's what we have helped them celebrate life, or that's what we have helped them, do something better. So, like many hotels are like schools now, like they, in schools, when you go to college, you this class is from this time to this time. Okay. Likewise, in many hotels, you will see that, okay, breakfast ends at this time. Okay. You come in the morning, sorry, the check-in time is this. Okay. And if you want to check in early, you have to pay extra for that. But if the room is available and the guest is staying for you for 8 nights, why are you charging that? The guest is paying $1,000 a night and you're charging the $100 or $200 for that early check-in. So it does not make sense, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So in my mind, luxury hospitality has shifted from, in fact, all hospitality has shifted from product-led to experience-led. I'm old enough to remember, as you said, when they say check-in is 11 a.m., if you come at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock and your flight gets in, they make you sit in the lobby for 2 hours. Whereas at least now they look at, the inventory and whatever. But would you agree that it's becoming more experience-led?
Absolutely. And this is how we started Lux. So, you are very well versed with Mauritius. When Nayad hotels were converted to Lux Resorts and Hotels, all of our hotels were over 10, 15 years old. And we knew that we don't have the hardware. Okay. The only thing which we had was the software, our people. Okay. And we focused on experiences. We focused on something called reasons to go. Why would the guest come to Lux Resorts? So if you come to Lux in Mauritius or Maldives or Reunion, anywhere, okay, you might find a red color phone booth on the beach. Now, who uses that? You have got WhatsApp phone call. But every guest goes inside and take a picture over there. In every single hotel of ours, you will find an ice cream parlor. Each kid gets a kid's passport, and each page of the passport, there's an experience. The kids has to go around, enjoy their experience. They don't have to pay for it, And when all the pages are stamped, you go to the reception, you get a gift for that one. Okay. In all of our hotels, early mornings, we have a group of team members who goes around and take a bottle and put a message in the bottle. And the message could be, okay, Varun, you have won a coffee for two of you. Or Varun, there's a spa for you and your wife at 6 p.m. tonight, complimentary on us. Varun, there's a bottle of wine, on tonight at the sunset aperitif where you will have it from. So small teasers we do. And we, in Maldives, every day we put around 25 bottles across the island. So when the guests woke up, after the breakfast, they start walking around and looking for these bottles. And these are the small things which helps them celebrate life. Lots of the things.
I remember staying at one of your resorts in Mauritius. I think it was Grand Go. And you were talking about a red telephone box and calling my papa and saying, I'm in a telephone box. And he was laughing. And so I sent him a photo, almost immediately. And he just thought that was such a great thing. And, you've got little things like you've got, ice cream everywhere. And,
Correct.
Whether you are 90 years old or 9 years old, it's a great experience. I want to move on to Asia, because obviously Asia is your baby and it's becoming the luxury travel powerhouse. What do you see are the greatest opportunities and risks in the next 5 years?
The two major economies in the top four at the moment are China and India, based in Asia, over approximately 2.5 to 3 billion people based in this continent. Okay, then you have got Indonesia, then you've got Vietnam. So Asia is coming up as an economic powerhouse. Okay, nobody can deny that. And the capital is coming on this side of the world. Okay. Development is coming over here. So there are lots of new hotels, lots of new experiences. Experience-driven holidays will come up over here. Okay. China and India, once again, huge history, huge culture. Vietnam, huge history, huge culture. Okay. And all these things are about experiences, how you can bring them up as such, and how you can, cultivate on them and help the guest, come and connect with the local people and local places as such. Okay. Asian people, okay, the whole world is very nice, but Asian people are very hospitable. I feel that, they're very charming. They are born with hospitality, So I'm based over here, so I take a edge on that one as such. But yes, the economic power is shifting to this side of the world, and definitely that will definitely add actually to the growth of hospitality, because it has got a lot to offer on the plate. There are lots of things to see around. There are lots of places which have not been explored yet. There are lots of places which has never been seen before. So I feel this is going to be deep central part of development in the future, and that's why.
Yeah, if you were going to advise, therefore, an owner building a new luxury resort, whether it be in Asia or anywhere around the world, what are the 3 investments that you would insist on, and what would you avoid? I mean, I remember, in the beginning, having a fancy restaurant by, a celebrity chef was the big thing, and then you had to have a spa, and then you had to have this, and then you had to have that. I mean, these are all investments. What are the 3 musts, and maybe what is the one, well, not so much needed anymore?
So I think the first one would be that everything the guest touch, feels, and sees. That's very, very important. So wherever the guest goes, touch, sees, things, feels, and all, it's very critical, because that's what leads the guest journey. Okay. 5 years ago, sustainability was a trend. Today is going towards wellness 2.0, longevity. People are looking towards more beauty things, looking towards more aging points, looking towards how they can feel better from inside. People are more health conscious now. So a very much direction towards that angle also as such. Food and beverage never dies, means people love to enjoy food and beverage. Simple, don't make it complicated. Luxury is not complicated. People like to go for something simple, pay money and get it, enjoy life as such and all. At the same time, I would also focus on equal benefits for the team members. If your team is not happy, you can never make your guest happy. So many investors across the world, I've seen this one, that they spend a ton of money in the front of the house, but back of the house is really bad. There's no facilities for the team members. It's very, very, very basic. Now, how can you expect a team member who's really not happy in the back of the house and then suddenly cross that door and bring all the smile on the face? That's not possible. So it has to be a balanced one where back of the house is, good enough to make the team members really feel proud of what they are serving actually, and the place where they're representing. Okay. So these were the areas which I would definitely focus on. Okay. Of course, means I didn't go on generic, the guest experience, things like that at all. But over here, we do something different also at Lux. When you come to any Lux, in the lobby of the Lux, we roast our own coffee beans. So you go to any Lux, when you come in, you smell the freshly baked coffee beans. Okay. And that's totally, unparalleled experience. When you come to Salt, what we have done is instead of baking the coffee beans, we have got a bakery in every lobby. Okay. And the breads are being baked in the lobby. So Salt experience is very different. So in Salt, when you come down, it's like going to your best friend home. There's no reception, no concierge, nothing. There's a living room, there's a bakery, there's a library, and there's a shop. Okay? And the shop doesn't have any doors and all. Okay. So it's like your home where you come in, you go and grab a croissant or something as such. So when a guest comes to Salt, we don't have a welcome drink as you get in every traditional hotel. Okay. If you come in the morning, we give you a nice crispy croissant and a coffee, and a great coffee. So when you eat that croissants, that crispy noise comes in. When you come during the daytime, okay, there's something else over there, which is freshly baked in the bread baked in the Salt bakery as such. This goes according to day of the time, So that's what we take pride on. So at the Lux Collective, we also focuses on all these small touch points. How do we make them special? How do you make them extraordinary?
Your enthusiasm is absolutely infectious. And there's one other thing, you talk about scent, whether it be the bakery or whether it be coffee. But what I remember is walking into my overwater villa in Maldives and this waft of mint. It was like this fresh mint, which you guys are, ensured that, not just for me, but for everyone. And to this day, probably 5 years later, I still use that scent in my house when I wash the floors or stuff like that, because I think it not only reminds me of being on holiday, but also it makes me happy. And it's very important. It's the little things. It's not the big things. It's the little things that people remember. Postcard.
Indeed. And we try to focus on all the touch points, all the 5 senses,
Something else. So I went to a hotel recently where my mobile phone checked me into my room. I virtually had to see no one on the way. And to me, that was not hospitality. I understand that, AI and tech are reshaping our industry. In your mind, where does technology elevate the guest journey, and where must human hospitality remain deeply human?
So for us, hospitality is all about people. It means, okay, AI is important. We are not denying that, but AI cannot replace people. Okay, without naming one of the bars, there's a bar where there's 2 robots with 16 hands at the moment, and you go and you press a button, and the robot makes the drinks for you. Now the robot makes 10,000 drinks in a month, every time, very consistent, accurate. But when you take that drink and when you sit on the bar counter, there's nobody to talk to, and that's the problem. Is there's no storytelling in front of you. There's no bartender who will tell you what happened yesterday in the neighborhood, and that's where the difference comes in. Okay. So I think, look, we are not against technology. Okay. We wish to use technology in the areas where it can enhance your doing of repeated jobs as such and all. Okay. So in the back of the house, if the engineering area, there's something requires for the maintenance, yes, use it over there. But when it comes to the guest experience, when it comes to the guest coming to your hotel, they need to see human in front. Hospitality is all about humanity. Hospitality, if we want to bring the humanistic approach to hospitality. This is what we are leading to, And for us, yes, we will bring AI in, but we'll bring AI in how to do, better marketing, or how to get into, bring more visibility to our portfolio. So for example, being so small, we cannot really compete with the big brands who has got 150, 160, 170 million loyalty program holders. Okay. But then with the help of AI, we can have an even play field that, we can also be going into the guests, we can also come into the guest mobile and say, oh, wow, there's another hotel which does something like that. Okay. So what we try to do is that, yes, we don't have the power of loyalty, but we can create a power of retention based on all these guest experiences and all these experiential journeys. Okay. Based on which taking this experiential journey to the guest, or like-minded guests who would like to come and stay with us. Okay. So that's our power, and AI and technology can help us compete with those big brands. That's how we want to see it.
So, Nitesh, I'm getting from you how important the guest is when it comes to, Nitesh Pandey, COO, innovation. You look after the guest. The guest for you is king. And I see this. Obviously, that includes the team as well, the staff. They are kings and queens as well. But you personally, how do you avoid burnout and stay inspired? Because your inspiration inspires other inspiration. How do you avoid the burnout?
I think if you love your job, since day one, I was a big fan of what I do. I have enjoyed every single step of my career's or journey. I started at the very entry level of the hospitality industry, and then we have grown every year. Every year, I've received promotions, on the job promotions. I've not worked for many companies, Vince, but I've received on the job promotions, and purely because I really focused on, again, I would repeat the same word without getting bored: innovation, doing creative things, and being very centric to the guest experience. We should not get distracted, and the focus should be one: how to make your team happy and how to make sure that the guests are happy. Means in my career, there was one time I was given a hotel which was a loss-making hotel, and my CEO asked me to turn it around. And the first thing which we did was that we went around and we saw the team members were not very engaging at that time. So we found out majority of the team members' kids were in the age group of 8 to 12 years old. So we made a program called Etiquette and Morale Week, and we brought all the kids from 8 to 12 years old to the hotel. Okay. Now the occupancy was not good, so of course there were rooms to stay. And we made a program for 4 days and 4 nights, okay, where all these kids stayed for 4 nights in the hotel. Okay. And during these 4 days, we taught them how to do Zumba, how to play guitar, how to do baseball, how to make a cake, how to do a pizza, how to go for diving, boathouse experiences, spa, golf, everything, step by step, step by step, step by step. Okay. And we made sure also that during these 4 days, each kid goes and meets the parent where the parent is working. So one kid went to the laundry and saw the laundry was very hot, and how hard her mother was working to make a living for the child and to make sure the child goes to school. Okay. And then on the final graduation night, okay, we put all the kids in the graduation dress and we invited the CEO, the chairman, and all the board of directors. And the kid came in the front, the CEO put the cap, the chairman gave the letter of graduation, and the kid went to the front and read a thank you letter to the parent. And on that night, we sent a letter to all the guests also, telling them exactly what you're doing. And we said that, look, there'll be one gala buffet on that night. There's not much service. Okay. Please come and join with our team members. So the guests were super excited. So in the crowd, you had the guests, you had the team members, you had the board of directors, you had the chairman, the CEO, everybody all sitting together. We had the buffets on the side as such to cater for that special night as such. And each kid went to the stage and read a thank you note to their parents. Every single team member cried that night. And trust me, that night, the fortune of that hotel turned forever. Okay. Everyone got engaged. Okay? And since that day, we never looked back for that hotel. Okay.
Wow.
It turned it forward. So it was one of the initiatives among many, but this is how you kind of connect your people.
Yeah, it's obvious to me you never sleep. Fortunately, you are in Singapore. For a first-time visitor to Singapore, what is a must-see, must-do, or must-visit to Singapore?
So Singapore, I think for me, the must-do, must-see, everything is about food. Singapore is a food's heaven, a paradise, If you come over here, please go around, try different cuisines, different culinary delicacies. There are hawkers place and all where you can get the best of the best things. Singapore chili crab is something very famous. Singapore's chicken rice is something very, very famous. So when you come to Singapore, you should definitely try that out. If you're a vegetarian, there are a lot of vegetarian choices. Definitely, I go with my wife to a vegetarian place over here, which is very innovative, very, very creative. They have done a whole relook at what veg food is, But again, it's a foodies capital, and of course, Singapore has got many other things to show. But when you come here, that's the thing to do.
It's all about food. So food and beverage still in your heart. Nitesh Pandey is COO of the Lux Collection Collective in Asia Pacific. It's been an absolute honor. Thank you very much for your time.
Varun, thank you so much for your time and gratitude. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Cheers.